So I'm just going to start this. I am Savannah, and I'm going to be doing the 1975 book tag that was started by Rocky from Blonde with a Book. And so the first one is for the song The 1975, and you are picking a modern retelling of a classic. I'm also going to be looking back and forth between this because I don't have this memorized. I picked Always Never Yours by Megan Webberly and Austin Siegeman Broca. And this is like a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, except it's through the lens of Rosaline. So for this is Megan, and every boy that she dates finds their true love after her. And so it's her dating and trying to figure out like whenever she could have her own love story after she's cast as Juliet. So, next one. Next one is Give Yourself a Try, and you pick a character arc that you really enjoyed, and I would pick Maze from American Panda by Gloria Chow. So May is a college freshman who is pre-med, but on her parents' request, but she loves dancing and she's fearful of germs and she falls asleep during biology. And so I think this is just a really beautiful story of someone coming to terms with who they are and who their parents expect them to be, while also learning to love those parts about yourself too. Next up is Two Time, and you pick an unhealthy ship, which I don't have that book, and that would be, so it's from Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli, and it was Leah, and I don't want to spoil who the love interest was, but I was not a fan. And 4 is How to Draw, and so I would pick a dual perspective that I thought was done well. And in honor of the film coming up, I picked The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This tells the story of Natasha and Daniel that they meet by fate or by chance or by the universe on the day that Natasha and her family are being deported back to Jamaica. The next one is Love It If We Made It, and so you pick a social issue that is important to you, and I picked 3. First up is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake, and you can see I ran out of tabs. So this is how do I describe this? So this is a story of a girl named, this is the story of Mara, who she finds out that her brother has been accused of raping one of her best friends, and so it is her coming to terms with how someone that she loves could do this to someone else that she loves, that she never once doesn't believe the victim, but it's hard for her to think of her brother that could do this. And it is so beautiful, and it talks about rape culture, victim blaming, and I think, yeah, it hurt me a lot, but it's really important. It needs to be out there. And then I also have Interment by Samira Ahmed, which is set 15 minutes in the future when a Muslim ban has been placed by a dictator, and in the political climate that we're in and our president, this is very timely. And I actually got to meet Samira at one of her signings, and I'm so pumped for what this book can mean for people. And then the last one is The Quiet You Carry by Nikki Bartholomew, I think. This is Own Voices Foster Care, and an Own Voices foster care story. So Nikki grew up in the foster care system, and so this is her getting to write about that experience for kids that were like her, and I'm just so excited for what this book can mean. I have a passion for foster care. I want to go into social work, and so this really hits close to home. The next one is Be My Mistake, and so you pick a love triangle, and I picked Our Year of Maybe by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is the story of two best friends that after one of them donates a kidney, she hopes that feelings will be reciprocated, and for the boy Peter, it is confusing for him because he received such a gift from her, and so love triangle ensues. Next is Sincerity is Scary, and so you pick a slow burn. And this I kind of cheated on because I haven't read the series, but I don't really read mini series anymore, so shout out to Rocky. I picked the Charlotte Holmes series, and I picked this is the case for Jamie. I already own the second and third book, and one of my best friends owns the first one, so she's going to lend it to me, so this will soon be on my channel whenever I finish them. I like America and America likes me, and you will pick a book that is set in another country. I picked The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. I picked The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. This is set in, I think, 1800s Paris, but then also I want to do a plug for Dear Haiti, Love Alaine. I am blanking on the author's names, and I can put that in the description below. It is about Alaine, who after a prank goes awry at high school, she is sent to Haiti with her family, and I got an arc of it, and I'm super pumped for it. What the heck? So up next is The Man Who Married a Robot, and you will pick a poetry book. I do not have my copy with me because my friend has it, but The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. So powerful, so beautiful. I know you're probably supposed to pick like a poetry book, but I picked a novel written in slam poetry, and I think it's won so many awards. It is so beautiful. It is so real for a lot of people. Next up is Inside Your Mind, and you would pick a POV that you wanted to skip. Why did I mix up these books? So I actually loved This Is What It Feels Like by Rebecca Barrow. I actually loved all three of them, but the one that I would say that I wanted to skip the most would probably be Jules, because I felt like her storyline was the least developed, or like the least like a whole bunch of stuff was happening, because for like Dia and Hannah there was a lot more things going on, so Jules was just like the weakest one of the three, but I still really enjoyed her storyline. It's Not Living If It's Not With You, and I will pick a favorite trope. I have a few, I guess. I really love like childhood friends to lovers, but I haven't read a good one recently. I also love Girl Gangs, which made me think of Not the Girls You're Looking For by Amina May Safi, and then also, I don't have it with me, but The Dead Queens Club by Hannah Capin. Yeah, I love all of them. I am total trash for those, so if you want to comment any or let me know any, yes. Surrounded by Heads and Bodies, and you would pick a book that you finish quickly, and I actually recently read The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang, and it was the first women's romance that I've read, and I actually finished it like in a day or two. It was really quick, it was really fast, and it was really fun. And then Mine, so you pick a book that is your brand or it fits me, and I'm going to actually say two books that I have not read yet because they are not out yet. I would pick Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I already have it pre-ordered. I love her. I love it. I love everything about it. Queer rom-com, so pumped. And then the other one would be Have a Little Faith in Me by Sonia Hartel, not 100%. And it is the story of Cece, who, after she has sex with her boyfriend, when she has sex with her boyfriend for the first time, and then he breaks up with her, and so she follows him to Jesus camp to try to win him back. And it's supposed to be about like a low-key friends to lovers. It is about what it's like the truth behind losing your virginity for the first time, whenever you have sex for the first time, of like realizing that guys aren't what they're cracked up to be, and like how religion can play into that, and I love them both. And then I Couldn't Be in More Love, so you pick an OTP that is not canon, and since they just released the new John Ambrose, I thought it was timely that I hated Peter and I hated Laura Jean together. John Ambrose all the way. And then the last one is I Always Want to Die Sometimes, and you would suggest a book that had great mental health rep. I don't have my copy, ongoing thing, but The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan was a beautiful portrayal of like what it is like to actually have mental illness, and there is a trigger warning for her. Lee's mother dies by suicide. Yes. And so I think that is just a beautiful portrayal. Another one that I want to do a shout out, it was not like it was a poor portrayal, but it could have been like a lot more in depth, but I do think it is important, is Brave Enough by Katie Gardner. So this is Own Voice's like cancer disabled rep, and one of the characters, so after he survives cancer, he deals with addiction, and so I think that was something that was really important for this, and it's not something that's always talked about. Sometimes it's glossed over, and I thought it was super important. Not like the best book, like not like it was bad, but it wasn't the greatest one I've ever read, but I do want to support this author, I want to support this message. Yeah, I thought this was timely because I'm actually going to go see the 1975 in like 2 weeks, and so thought I'd get this out of the way for my channel. But I don't have an outro, so I hope you come back. Bye, friends.